Could Elche, languishing near the foot of the table, truly challenge the Titans of Real Madrid? The answer, delivered on the hallowed grounds of the Santiago Bernabeu, was a resounding 4-1 victory for Los Blancos. But to simply state the score would be to miss the deeper currents at play. This wasn't merely another 3 points for Real Madrid, it was a statement of intent in their relentless pursuit of the La Liga title, a declaration that their championship aspirations remain fiercely alive. For Elche, however, the stakes were profoundly different. This match was a crucible, a test of their resolve against overwhelming odds, a desperate bid to claw away from the relegation abyss. Every pass, every tackle, every desperate clearance carried the weight of their season, a fight for survival against a club operating on an entirely different plane. The question wasn't just about winning, but about how they would lose, and what fragments of hope they could salvage from the inevitable. Their performance, even in defeat, would speak volumes about their character and their chances in the brutal weeks ahead. This encounter was a stark reminder of the chasm that often exists in top-tier football, yet it also highlighted the enduring spirit of the underdog, even when faced with seemingly insurmountable power. The narrative wasn't just about Real Madrid's triumph, but about Elche's struggle to leave an indelible mark on a game where they were expected to be mere footnotes. Real Madrid entered this fixture as the undisputed favorites, riding a wave of momentum and sitting comfortably in second place, just a single point behind league leaders Barcelona. Their season has been characterized by a blend of seasoned experience and youthful exuberance, with key players consistently delivering decisive performances. The pressure on them is immense, not just to win, but to win convincingly, to maintain the psychological edge in a tight title race. Elche, conversely, arrived in Madrid in a far more precarious position. Occupying 17th in the table, they are teetering on the edge of the relegation zone, with every match a potential turning point in their fight for top-flight survival. Their form leading into this game was concerning, with a string of losses and draws highlighting their struggles to find consistency and goals. Historically, this fixture has been heavily skewed in Real Madrid's favor. Elche has not managed to overcome Los Blancos since March 1978, a staggering 47-year drought. This historical dominance casts a long shadow, creating a narrative of David versus Goliath where David rarely, if ever, lands a decisive blow. Yet, within Elche's camp, there was a quiet determination, a belief that even against the odds they could disrupt the script. Their coach, unnamed in reports but clearly a galvanizing force, had instilled a defiant spirit, emphasizing will over fame. This tension, Real Madrid's expectation of victory against Elche's desperate hope for a miracle, set the stage for a compelling encounter. From the opening whistle, Elche demonstrated a surprising resilience, refusing to be immediately overwhelmed by the Bernabeu atmosphere. They held their defensive lines with discipline, attempting to frustrate Real Madrid's potent attack and disrupt their rhythm. For the initial phase of the match, Elche even managed to control possession for periods, showcasing a composure that belied their league position. However, Real Madrid's quality inevitably began to shine through. The breakthrough arrived when Antonio Rudiger, rising highest from a corner, headed wide initially, but then lashed home a volley just minutes later after Elche failed to clear their lines. This goal, Rudiger's first of the season, broke the deadlock and settled Real Madrid's nerves, allowing them to play with greater freedom. The momentum shifted decisively. Soon after, Federico Valverde doubled the lead with a superbly worked goal, his fifth in 3 games. The move, starting from the back and involving just 6 passes, culminated in Valverde curling the ball into the top corner from the edge of the area. These 2 quick strikes before halftime underscored the immense challenge Elche faced, turning their initial defiance into a desperate scramble to stay in the game. Despite the setback, Elche continued to battle, showing flashes of individual skill and collective effort, but the clinical finishing of Real Madrid was proving too much to handle. As the second half unfolded, Real Madrid continued to assert their dominance, seeking to put the game beyond any doubt. The tactical adjustments made by the home side further stifled Elche's attempts to build any meaningful attacks. The third goal arrived in the 66th minute, sealing the victory for Real Madrid. Dean Huijsen, another centre-back, headed home unchallenged from a brilliant delivery by academy player Daniel Yanez. This goal highlighted not only Real Madrid's depth but also the growing fatigue and disorganization within Elche's defensive ranks. Despite the widening gap, Elche refused to capitulate entirely. Their persistence was eventually rewarded, as they managed to pull one goal back, a moment of consolation that, while not changing the outcome, offered a glimmer of pride and a testament to their fighting spirit. This goal, even in defeat, was crucial for their morale, demonstrating that they could still find the net against one of Europe's elite. However, Real Madrid had the final say. Arda Güler, a young talent, rounded out the scoring with a spectacular goal from inside his own half in the 89th minute, a moment of individual brilliance that capped off a comprehensive performance. This final strike was a flourish, a clear demonstration of the gulf in class and the sheer attacking prowess that Real Madrid possesses, leaving Elche to reflect on a match where they fought hard but were ultimately outclassed. The final whistle confirmed Real Madrid's commanding 4-1 victory, a result that keeps them firmly in the hunt for the La Liga title, just 1 point behind Barcelona. Their ability to convert chances and the individual brilliance of players like Rudiger, Valverde, Huijsen, and Güler proved decisive. For Real Madrid, this win reinforces their status as genuine title contenders, demonstrating their depth and resilience even with a demanding schedule. The focus now shifts to their upcoming Champions League fixture, carrying this domestic momentum onto the European stage. For Elche, the implications are stark. While the loss was expected, the manner of it, particularly the late concession, underscores the challenges they face. They remain precariously positioned, just above the relegation zone, and every remaining match will be a cup final in their quest for survival. Despite the defeat, moments of their performance, particularly their early defensive solidity and their consolation goal, offer a foundation upon which to build. The task ahead is immense, requiring unwavering belief and a collective effort to secure the points needed to stay in La Liga. The question now is whether Elche can harness the fighting spirit shown in parts of this match and translate it into crucial victories against direct rivals. Their journey is far from over, and the lessons learned against Real Madrid, even in a heavy defeat, could prove invaluable. We'll continue to track their fight for survival as the season progresses.